Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Storm Blake here. And on my channel we discuss everything makeup, skincare, beauty, and fashion. If I have not said that before, but I just want to get that out there. This video is going to be about my 3-month rhinoplasty update, which I'm sure you can tell by the title. That's why you probably clicked on it. What have I learned in 3 months post-op about rhinoplasty and my new nose? Lots of things, quite actually. So first, let me just do rotational view so you guys can see my nose. Zoom you in just a little bit. Come on in closer, guys. We're family. So, 3 months, and it is still very swollen, but probably not as swollen as the, what was it, a month update that I gave you guys? It was a couple of weeks. I don't know what actual week I was on when I shot that video. As you can see, the swelling has gone down a little bit. The nose has changed just a bit. It is gaining some shape to it. It looks a little oily though. What's the problem? That is another thing that I learned, that my nose is really oily after rhinoplasty. Now, I don't know if it's because I tape my nose every night. We will touch on that in just a second too, but I have noticed that my nose is extremely oily, even like right after I get out the shower. I would say give it a couple of minutes and it starts to produce oil. I don't know if that's a side effect of having rhinoplasty or if it's because I tape my nose. I do tape my nose every night. And if you have done a little bit of rhinoplasty research, you know that they do recommend that you tape your nose after you have surgery to help with the swelling. And I try to tape my nose as long and as soon as I can. So when I'm going out in public to work mainly, I don't tape my nose. But when I get back home, as soon as I can, I take off all my makeup, take a shower, and then kind of tape my nose. They recommend that you tape it for 8 hours at night. So I try to get that 8 hours and more if I can. Now I know like on the weekends, I'll go ahead and wear the tape all day because I'm not going out. And if I am going out, I am going to have a mask on. So no one's going to be asking me questions about why my nose is taped or not. Now I don't wear it to work because I don't want work people asking questions like that anyways. So the tape that I use is from 3M. It's called micro pore tape and I procure it on Amazon. So I will leave a link down below for where you guys can pick this tape up. But it's a ½ inch, and I will insert a video of how I tape my nose at night. Probably towards the end of the video, I'll insert that clip of me taping my nose at night. Now, along with taping, I also massage my nose. So some doctors may recommend massaging, some may not. But I massage my nose with these popsicle sticks. I don't know what the medical term is. Is it a tongue depressor? Is that the medical term, the medical name for these? No idea, but I did get them from my doctor's office. I just massage my nose periodically throughout the day. They say you're supposed to do it 3 times a day. I don't know if I do it that many times, but some of the massages that I do is basically holding my nose like this for, I would say, a minute. And then I also do this to kind of reduce the tip swelling. And you do that, and you hold it there. You can also pat this down. So as you guys saw in my previous video, I showed you my exposed nose and all the cartilage that my doctor took out. Now, what the healing process is of rhinoplasty is that you want your nose to kind of settle down and shrink onto what the doctor has carved out and made for you with your new cartilage. So the idea behind massaging is that you can kind of get it to adhere to the new cartilage and the new bone structure. So it doesn't hurt at all, so I do it. I don't know if it's helping or not, but I feel like it is because after I've done the massages, I can feel it being a little bit less swollen. So those are the two things that I've been doing for swelling thus far. And let's see, how many doctor visits have I had since I've actually had a rhino? Let me check my calendar. I like to have the accurate facts. It looks like I've had 4 additional doctor visits since cast off day. And in those 4 visits, I've gotten 3 Kenalog shots in my nose. As I mentioned before, Kenalog is the steroid injection that the doctor will inject into your nose so that it kind of helps with the swelling and it reduces the swelling quicker. In that aspect, that I've been to the doctor's office about 4 times, and I do have an appointment coming up on Monday for them to do another post-op check. I don't know if he will be administering another round of steroid shots. I don't think so. The last appointment, he said that he was going to hold off on Kenalog shots because he thought that I had enough. I was just going to have to wait for the swelling to go down now because he's done enough rounds of the steroid shots. So we'll see what happens at this Monday appointment, but I think it's just another post-op check. And he said that after this appointment coming up, we can push the appointments further out. So I think the next time I will be going back will be 6 months, and that would be the 6-month mark. So we also will be taking some more updated photos. So he did take photos at the 2-month mark. I will go ahead and insert those. Insert a bunch of before and afters because that's become my actual favorite thing to do now, is look back at old pictures and then put them side by side of how I look now. And it's absolutely crazy the difference that my nose has made. I don't know, on camera it might look a little weird because I powdered it a lot because I am sitting under a lot of lights, so I do get oilier a bit more than when I'm moving about, when I'm just sitting under these lights. So it may look a little flat and projected because of the powder that I just put on, but in the before and after pictures, you can see how drastic the change is. Like I said, that's one of my favorite pastimes now. I'll be sitting down watching Netflix and I'm like, oh, let's do another before and after. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, wow. So I did start a Rhinoplasty Instagram. So that's where I put all of my before and afters. That's where I, do different angles because I'm sure people on my main page will get sick of me posting different shots of my nose. So I do have a surgery Instagram. I'll tag that down below. What else do I want to talk to you guys about? I would say honestly, so far I am loving the results of my nose. The only thing that I'm not liking right now is the tip, and the tip is still very swollen. According to Dr. Kim, that is one of the last things to reduce in swelling and size because I think that part takes the most trauma. If you think about it, I had open rhinoplasty. So he cut my nose and peeled it back, peeled that thing back like a potato, and then he reattached it. So it is still really swollen, and I will zoom in on it for you guys. Well, that is the only thing that I'm not liking currently. Now let's see. I don't have any breathing problems at all. I didn't have any before. My doctor did say I had a slight deviated septum, but nothing too crazy. So breathing is all the same. I'm not having an issue with that. Now, one of the things that kind of caught me off guard, which kind of thinking about it now doesn't make any sense, but my nostrils are really small and tiny. I'll try to put my finger in there and it's before, as you can tell with the swelling, it's going down. That's another way that I can tell the swelling is going down because before I could barely fit my pinky finger into one of my nostrils. So, and another thing that I've noticed is I've actually gotten more, what do you call it? Boogers? The politically correct term for boogers. I don't know, but I've noticed that there is a lot more buildup within my nose since having rhinoplasty. So oftentimes I am spending a couple of minutes in the morning just cleaning out my nose, and that's never happened before, but now it's a part of my routine. Oh, And at the 3-month mark, you can finally wear sunglasses or your prescription glasses if you have them. So I've definitely been putting on glasses since I hit the 3-month mark last week, beginning of September. When I am shooting this, it is September 10th. As you guys know, I did get Rhino on July 1st. So finally at the 3-month mark, and I can wear sunglasses. But it's kind of crazy. I've actually gotten used to walking outside in direct sunlight without sunglasses, which I never thought I could do before. But you know how when you want rhinoplasty for so long, or you want something for so long and you actually get it done, you want to take care of it. So I was very, very hesitant to even wear sunglasses. And the first couple of days that I wore them, I only wore them for like 10 to 15 minutes because I was afraid. They said you can't wear it. Like, I don't want anything to happen to the bone structure underneath. I don't want anything to kind of interfere with the healing process, because this is something I've wanted for so long. I'm definitely going to be taking care of it. That brings me to my next point. I'm so very cautious of my nose now. I try not to abuse it when I'm doing makeup, because you know when you're doing your makeup, you're using like a beauty blender or anything, you have to like pounce it into your nose. I'm always like super, super cautious of my nose now, even when I'm sleeping. So I'm not sleeping with the travel pillow anymore. I'm sleeping regularly, but I try not to hit my nose on anything, which is kind of, you know, self-explanatory, and you would think, duh, but I'm just super, super cautious. Like when walking downstairs or anything, I'm like, I better not trip and fall on my face. Or when I'm driving, I'm like, I better not get into a car accident, because that would be tragic. I've just gotten my nose done, let alone like losing my life. I'm like, I better not get into a car accident. I don't want an airbag to deploy and hit me in the face. So I'm just like super, super extra cautious. It's actually pretty funny that you never actually think about these things before you get Rhino, but after you get it, you're like, hey, I just paid a pretty penny for this nose, and I would like to keep it looking pretty. And the last thing I want to say is I'm getting used to my new nose. Like, I'll look back at old pictures of myself and I'm like, wow, is that what I really look like? You know, like I barely recognize myself. And I'm not saying that I look totally different, but it's just like, wow, my nose has made a really, really big change in my appearance, which is something I wanted. So kudos to Dr. Kim, because I remember sitting down with him like, sir, I want to see major, in all caps, major change. So he definitely delivered on that. Now, I will say one thing that I don't like, or that I'm getting used to, is that I look different when I'm smiling with this nose. And it's still swollen, so smiling can feel a little bit different. The tip is tight. It does feel a little bit numb. I actually never touch my nose like this, but yeah, it does feel a little bit numb. I have a tiny bit of scarring, but it's nothing that you can see. I am going to insert a picture of the actual nose and scarring. Dr. Kim did a great job. It's very minimal scarring. You can't see anything anyways, but I can see where he reattached everything. It's a teensy, but it's pretty good. But like I was saying, I don't like how I look when I smile. Or I have to get used to it. I feel like I look a little weird. Like I don't want to smile on camera. Like that's why you see me like, if I'm smiling, I'm laughing, I stop it. I don't want my nose to flare out. Even though I don't think that's a problem at the 3-month mark, I'm still always very cautious of it though. So this is me smiling, and I feel like it looks a little bit weird. So I'm really letting you guys in on everything that I'm feeling and that I'm going through, and smiling feels weird to me. And I think it's because of the tip still being swollen, and I don't like how it dips down when I smile. But overall, I am very happy and impressed with the results. So let me go ahead and drop in the clip of me taping my nose and doing a little bit of the massages that they recommend that you do. I'm going to show you guys how I tape my nose every night. So you'll need your micropore tape, some scissors, and of course I'm going to be doing some massages as well. So you'll just need those 3 things. Make sure your skin is cleansed and ready to go. Cut a tiny piece like that for the top of your nose. You want to start up here. Press that down because you do want it to adhere to the skin want to put pressure on it. Then you're going to take another piece of tape, just a little bit longer than the one you just had. You always want to increase in length just a tiny bit. It's really interesting doing it in my camera, but let me try to use my mirror. You want to overlap it just a little bit, not a lot. Take a piece a little bit longer. It's really hard to like do it in the viewfinder. Press that in. So you want 3 kind of steps, and they're all overlapping just a little bit, not a lot. Then for this one, you want to make sure it's the length of your nose and it's going to be able to cover the bottom and hook it under the tip. I'm going to place it right at the side of your nose. Another piece, same length. Now let's measure it just a little bit so it overlaps. I'm going to place this one on the other side of your nose. Like I said, always making sure you're putting pressure on it. Then you have to overlap these 2 pieces so that they meet under your nose. Then you'll just cut the excess off. Then you'll cut another piece and push the tip up with that piece so it's secure in there. And I like to do one more piece across the tip of the nose. Just want to place that right at the tip. So once you're all taped, you want to get your 2 popsicle sticks or your tongue depressors. Again, I don't know the actual medical term for these. I just do a massage and push the tape in. Do this for 60 seconds each, and then do that one too. As I said, I don't like how swollen this is, so I always try to focus on the tip. The doctor on YouTube that I watched that showed how to do the nasal massage, he said you want to think about your nose like a piece of clay. So think about when you're massaging it, you want to mold your nose to what the structure is underneath that your doctor created for you. That's it. Then I go to bed, all mummified. But yeah, that's how I tape my nose, and I do it every single night. I did miss 1 or 2 nights, and I could definitely tell in the morning. I actually took pictures because I'm just a picture freak. I have to document everything. But you can see like the morning of when I do tape my nose, and then the next morning when I don't tape my nose, how much bigger it is. So if you have the extra time and you care about your nose like I do, because you know you did invest into it, spend a little extra time just giving yourself some massages. And you do have to wait until, I would say, a month to do the massages because, of course, you're still tender in the beginning. But I would say 2.5 months after rhino, you're pretty much good to go. That's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed my 3-month rhinoplasty update, me rambling a little bit. But this is a place for family, and if this is your first video, I'm glad that you've watched until the end. But stick around and watch some more videos that I will put up right here. And if you have not, subscribe, like, and comment down below. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.